Truth Unveiled here, keeping you updated with the world around you. And today we're going to be talking about Mr. Putin and the big secret that he knows that you don't know, as well as the rising tensions between Russia and America and exactly the bigger agenda behind all this. Now, Inquisitor says that Putin prepares Russia for World War III and orders state officials and employees back home as tensions with the United States and the West rise, and they're deeming and dubbing this the highest tension since the Cold War. Now we're going to be talking about this as well as the elections and what Russia has to do with this and the bigger propaganda behind all this. Now, according to this report, it says, amid escalating tensions between Russia and the West, President Vladimir Putin of Russia has reportedly ordered Russian politicians, state officials, as well as employees living overseas to return to what they call the fatherland. The order also instructs them to bring all relatives leaving abroad, including children attending schools in Western countries, back home. The Russian website Zanak.com, and we're going to go to that in just a second, reports that the order to bring home relatives living abroad and children studying in Western countries affects all administration staff, regional administrators, lawmakers of all levels, and employees of public corporations. The order, according to the Daily Star, warns that state officials or employees who fail to act will put their chances of promotion at risk. The Kremlin directive, described as an urgent call, has left affected Russian officials worried and sparked speculation after the Russian authorities failed to explain the reason for the order. Now, it's interesting regarding this order because it comes just a week after 40 million Russians were preparing for national emergencies. Very interesting. But then it goes on to say, but analysts pointed out that it comes amid worsening relations and rising tensions between Russia, the United States, and its key Western allies over the crisis in Syria. This also comes after it was just recently reported that Russia has even placed missiles near Kaliningrad, which is the region between Poland and Lithuania, which is also getting response from NATO. Are they getting ready for World War III? Is this just another way for Russia to secretly declare martial law? Very interesting. But now we're here at the actual Russian report, and we translated it in English, but it says from Zanak home, Russian officials and deputies advised to return the children and the parents home. And it goes on to say that Russian officials up to the highest level, it is recommended to return to the country of children studying abroad, and to do so without waiting for the end of the study and by shifting offspring in the Russian universities. At home, parents should also return to officials and deputies if the older generation of the family for some reason resides abroad without losing citizenship of the Russian Federation, told Zanak.com. Just 5 companies whom informal requests from the presidential administration are almost directly affected. And mind you, this applies to everybody in Russia, from the staff of the administration as well as regional administrations to deputies of all levels. So they're trying to get everyone back to Russia. I wonder why that's the case and why are they really doing that? And like I said, it's just very interesting and suspicious indeed that they're doing all this when we're seeing all these war games going on and all these talks of war, not to mention how we just recently saw what happened in Kaliningrad. Not to mention the drill where over 40 million people were participating in it, and we know darn well that this is all just propaganda, because what is Russia really doing and what are they really getting ready for? Stay tuned. In case you don't believe me that both Mr. Putin and Mr. Obama are getting ready for martial law in their respective regions, well, you will after this, because this is a report from RT that says new wartime state management system gives full power to Russian military, and this is the report from RT. Hello, do you know what that really means? I hope so, and I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. But it says that a recent military exercise in southern Russia saw the first real-time test of the state management system that allows the defense ministry to assume direct control over municipal and regional authorities, police, police, state security, as well as emergency services. What does that sound like? Military taking control? Isn't America trying to do the exact same thing? Oh my goodness. But then the report also goes on to say that in the course of the Strategic War Games Caucasus 2016, the Defense Ministry has, for the first time, tried how a military district command can directly manage the regions of the Russian Federation. And so what that means is that the military wants to switch completely from the previous scheme, under which in times of war, all regional authorities and federal ministries worked on their own dedicated tasks, and the defense ministry only had a coordinating role. But now the new rules of wartime administration would give all administrative powers to the military, which would then issue direct commands to regional authorities, law enforcers, rescuers, as well as the National Guard. And that's exactly what they're getting ready for and preparing for. And mind you, this comes after the drill that we talked about last week, where Russia conducted civil defense training that involved well over 40 million people worldwide, and they were trying to take part in exercise which lasted 4 days in 3 parts. And what they were trying to do was test for emergencies as well as civil defense infrastructures as well as national emergencies. Why would they be doing that if everything is okay according to them? And if everything's okay according to Mr. Obama, why are we seeing certain drills even in America as well? What is really going on here? Now, this is definitely not the first time that Russia has been conducting drills like never before, because just as of August of 2016, they also conducted snap military drills as well, and we know there are many more. Why all of the sudden drills? What are they really getting ready for? Not to mention how Russia just recently canceled their meeting with France as of next week that's supposed to take place as of October 19th, the very same day as the last presidential debate, which we know is a joke too. I wonder why all of this preparation, why all of this propaganda. And speaking of propaganda, I'm here at New York Times exposing it, where it says Obama considers proportional response to Russian hacking in the US election. Now, why would Mr. Obama blame Russia on these hacked elections, and why are they blaming and accusing Russia on a so-called cyber attack as well, which I'm going to take you to in just a second to come? Could it be because Russia is a rogue nation? Could it be because Mr. Putin and Mr. Obama are teaming up together with the Zionists in order to try to stage World War III and the EMP in order to use that to justify to go to war? Is that what they're about to do? Only time will tell. Now, what the propaganda is and what they want us to believe is that Mr. Obama is weighing a proportional response to Russia's efforts to interfere with this fall's election campaign through hacking, and this was according to the White House as of Tuesday. But then it goes on to say that as of Friday, the Obama administration publicly acknowledged for the first time that it believed that the Russian government was responsible for stealing and disclosing emails from the Democratic National Committee and a range of other institutions and prominent individuals, most recently Hillary Clinton's campaign's chairman, John Podesta. The emails were posted on the well-known WikiLeaks site and two newer sites, DCLeaks.com as well as Guccifer 2.0. Do you really believe a word that they're telling you? I hope not. And soon enough, they're going to tell us that, oh, we're working to fight off this threat because Russia and any other nation that's not America or Israel, they're a real threat to this country. But here I am at The Guardian, and it says Clinton campaign dubs WikiLeaks Russian propaganda after the latest hack. Could this be part of the October surprise? Maybe. But then it says that the campaign escalates charge that WikiLeaks is working with Russian state actors seeking to elect Donald Trump following a dump of more than 2,000 emails. Now, mind you, they're blaming Russia on all this when we're already seeing wartime measures in Russia, as well as people are called to be told to go back to Russia for whatever drills that they're preparing for, not to mention the 40 million drill that just took place last week, and then even the missiles that were deployed near Kaliningrad. What is really going on here? But the report says that recently the batch of more than 2,000 emails that was disclosed on Monday offered a glimpse into the inner workings of the Clinton campaign. They include insights of multiple fronts, such as the lack of preparedness for Bernie Sanders' insurgent campaign, concerns raised by Chelsea Clinton over potential conflicts of interest for the family's foundation, as well as efforts by aides on how to best frame the former Secretary of State's second bid for the White House. And then they published hacked emails from this, and they're blaming Russian state actors about it. But what's interesting is, like I said, the government has formally accused Russia of this interference, pointing to the hacking of more than 19,000 emails from Democratic Party officials in a statement over the weekend to suggest that the only country's senior-most officials could have authorized these activities. And the allegations of Russia include the hacking in July, as well as other emails. But we know darn well that presidents are selected and they are not elected. So whether or not Russia is actually doing this, which we know they're not, it's just more lies and propaganda. We know darn well that this is just another excuse for the Zionists at the top to try to go to war. Because that's why the West is accusing Russia of cyber attacks and coinciding it with the elections. Because what's the secret that Putin knows that we don't? Is Mr. Putin and Mr. Obama and all those world leaders at the top, who are all Illuminati puppets, are they all getting ready for World War III for what? Operation Depopulation? And are they ready to stage their EMP, which they're probably going to blame Russia or China for, or any type of nation that America chooses? That's exactly what it looks like. Please seek Yahuwah and his true son Yahusha, because as you see, there is a lot going on. But this is Truth Unveiled here, keeping you updated and saying as always, Shalom.